and welcome to this week's video. So I recently went on holiday with my auntie and her family, and I just wanted to share my experience, give you a review of the hotel and let you know what I thought about it so that you can make an informed decision on whether it's right for you. So I have got my trusty little notepad here with everything on, and hopefully I don't miss anything, but I'm going to jump straight into it, so let's get to it. So I went and stayed at Club Santa Ponsa Hotel and Apartments in Santa Ponsa, which is on Majorca. So it was really nice. We went on September 11th and we came back on the 16th. So we did 5 nights, 6 days. We had an afternoon flight. We flew out at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think it was. And then an evening flight coming back, which was supposed to be at around 10 or 11, but it did get delayed by an hour, so we didn't end up leaving till about midnight, I think. But we booked through EasyJet package holidays. So for the flight, the hotel, it was all inclusive, transport and baggage, it came to £515 per person. Now my auntie and her partner did pay a little bit more because they wanted a sea view, so it was a little bit more for them. I think it was about £5.45 for them, so it was about £30 more for the extra room, which if you want to do, obviously there's different options on there. You can, check that out on the website if you want to. So following that, the transfer itself, after we had been on the plane and obviously landed, going through security was really easy. It didn't take us too long at all. I think we was in the airport for about an hour-ish, and that was going through the security and baggage and then heading out to our transport. The transport itself was obviously just a bus. You went to the desk in which it told you where to go, and they told you which bus to head out to. It was all really easy. It was signposted really well, and we got on the bus, and I think it took roughly about 40 minutes from the airport to the hotel. Now obviously there was a couple of drop-offs before ours, so it just depends on how many drop-offs you have before you get to your hotel. But it took about 40 minutes for us to get from the airport to the hotel, which wasn't too long at all. We got there just in time for evening meal, if I remember correctly, in which the meal times were 7:30 in the morning for breakfast until 10 o'clock. Lunch was from 1:30 until 3. I hope I'm right. I'm sure it was till 3. And then the evening meal was 6:30 until 10 p.m. So they were the sort of meal times. I think we got there about 9 o'clock in the evening. It was towards the latter end of the evening meal time slot. So it did take us a little while to get checked in. There was only one person working at the check-in desk, and they obviously had to take copies of our passports, see the documentation to prove we were staying at the hotel. They then got us our keys, gave us our all-inclusive wristbands, and so on and so forth. So it did take a little time. There was only 3 people that got off our bus and wanted to be checked in, and it did take a little while. So it was a bit annoying because of the time of night it was, but I do understand why they only had 1 member of staff on in the evening, because obviously I can't imagine they get too many check-ins obviously later in the evening. But that did take a little while. So after we checked in, we literally dumped all the stuff in the room that was closest to us and we fled. Went and got some food and literally just chilled out for the evening, to be completely honest with you. We didn't do too much after that. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was a nice quick check-in. After we got checked in, run to the room, drop our stuff and go and get some food. So we made sure at least we got some tea in us before we then even decided of anything else that we were going to do. So I do still have a couple of the bits that we were given. So the first thing we were given was access to the Wi-Fi. Now it is just the little Wi-Fi, like the sort of standard Wi-Fi, but it worked pretty well throughout the whole of the hotel, so we didn't have to pay extra for the sort of premium Wi-Fi you could get. The gentleman who checked us in actually told us not to bother wasting our money doing that, because the standard Wi-Fi was pretty decent, which it was. But just in case you did need to have premium Wi-Fi for any reason, for a week it was €15, so it's not that bad. I've been in places where it's been more expensive, to be completely honest. But yeah, €15 for a week actually isn't too bad. So if you did need premium Wi-Fi because you needed to work or anything like that while you're away, €15, so it's not too bad. Or if you only needed a day was €6. And you could also do it by hours. They do 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, a day, and then a week. So yeah, got Wi-Fi codes, which was really good. I liked that. They also asked us to fill in a review type thing, and we completely forgot. We'd packed all our bits up and forgot, but it was just asking you in regards to sort of the room, the reception, the dining hall, so on and so forth, in which I'm going to give my review here anyway. So yeah, I know that my auntie filled it in and she put everything down anyway, so we didn't really need to do two because we'd already done one and we all pretty much had the same thoughts, so don't need to worry about that. And then they did also give us a map, which I will take a full photo of this for you and I'll pop it in now. That way you can see exactly where everything is. But we were really lucky that the room that I was in was really close to like the reception and everything, and literally it took all of 2 minutes to walk to like the restaurant and the bar and things like that. So was very lucky, the room that we were in. But my auntie and her partner were in a room that was a walk away, I'm not gonna lie. Still not too far. I mean, I think it took them all of about 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes to walk to the restaurant. Like, it wasn't miles away, but it was a lot of steps, and I'll get into that towards the end of the vlog because there was a lot of steps. So I've just noticed in here as well that they have actually got the proper times of the dine-in and stuff, so I'll just amend what I said. So the breakfast was 7:45 until 10. Lunch was 1 until 2:30. Dinner was 6:30 till 9. So we must have actually got there at 8 and not 9 o'clock. But I know we got there an hour before dining closed. So we must have got there at 8 and not 9. So I do apologise. I've got that slightly wrong. And then snacks were available from 12 till 4. I did forget to mention snacks, but I couldn't remember what time they was open till. So yeah, snacks were 12 until 4. The bar opening times. So the bar was open from 10 in the morning through till midnight. So it was open quite late. It does say that in the winter it's open from 10 to 11. So it does shut at 11 at night, not 12. And then the sort of cakes and snacks and things that they would have out in the bar area were from 4 till 6. So you'd get like a little cake or something before your tea if you wanted one. And they did also have ice creams there, and they were really nice ice creams. They didn't give a spoon. It was a bit like a wooden spatula that, if you remember like screwballs and things like that, and they used to have like that little wooden stick in the lid. It was sort of like one of those, but you could eat the ice cream fine, so that was all that really mattered. I will say that there was a safety deposit box in the room, which can be hired from reception. We didn't need to do that, so I don't know what the price of that was, and I do apologise. I should have really got that down. But you can hire that from reception if you do want to obviously put things in there. We didn't need to do that, so we didn't. You can also ask for a wake up service. So if you need to wake up at a certain time and you would prefer someone to ring and wake you up rather than setting an alarm, you can have them do that also, which I did think was really good. So positive notes there. There was also free parking, so if you did hire a car, there was parking at the hotel where you could park your car and then obviously go into your room and whatnot. And there was multiple areas where you could park your car because of the sort of different places where the rooms were. There was a couple of different car parks, so obviously there was some closer to the rooms that were around the back, which I did find was quite good. The other thing that was a good note is that the hotel itself actually had a minibus that could take you down to the beach, and I'll get onto that talk a little bit later, but the minibus itself ran every hour on the hour from the hotel. Now, we didn't use the bus service, we did just walk down and back up, so I'm not sure exactly where it dropped you off, but I do know it left on the hour every hour, and I'm assuming would pick you up at 1/4 every hour coming back. So I did think that was good that they offered that service, because there is a hill, and like I say, we'll get onto that a little bit later because it's in my list of things to talk about. Other than that, I don't really think there was much else to notice. There was daily cleaning throughout the hotel, and the cleaning ladies were so lovely. We didn't really need them to do much, to be completely honest. We just really needed towel changes. So I think they cleaned the room the first day. The second day we just asked for towels. The third day we just asked for towels. And then the fourth day they came in and did a full clean for us. And then the fifth day we just asked them for towels. They were really good. They honestly was so lovely to talk to. And they were so quick. Like, obviously we didn't really make a lot of mess because we were 3 adult children, if that makes any sense. Like, my auntie's children came with us, but they were 18 and 20. So when we didn't have any kids in the room, so it was pretty clean, to be fair. We obviously put our rubbish in the bin, like we didn't make too much of a mess. So they literally came in, they cleaned all of our floors for us, because they were like tiled floor, and then they would obviously make our beds and things and change the towels out. So yeah, but they were ever so lovely and really quick. Like, we were in the room one day when they cleaned it. I think it was the second time they did the full clean for us, and I'm not joking when I say they literally were in and out in probably about 8 minutes. It really didn't take them very long to do what they needed to do. And obviously after they cleaned and mopped the floors, they were like, please be careful on the floors, like don't slip over, take your time. So they were really, really nice, and it was nice to have nice cleaning ladies that you could have a bit of a conversation with, so that was really good. I don't think there's anything else really in regards to information that I can pass on to you. You do have to be checked out your room by 12 midday, the day that you're departuring, but they do have a luggage service. So when you check out at 12 o'clock, if you're like ours, we didn't leave until 7:30 the day that we left to go to the airport. So we just put our luggage in the luggage section. I will say the luggage service is down some stairs, and like a flight of stairs, not just a couple. We obviously are all able-bodied adults who can lift the suitcases down those stairs, but I do believe that the receptionist would help should you need assistance in getting your luggage up and down the stairs. So I did think that was really good as well, that they would help obviously people who weren't able-bodied to do that. And then other than that, I think it was just the pool. The pool was open from 10 till 6, so it was open pretty much all day. And I will say that there was 2 pools at our hotel, which I'll go over a little bit later, but there was always places to sit. So I don't think there was a time that we went down there and there wasn't. So that's good. Anyway, right, going on to the rooms. So like I say, we did have 2 separate rooms, one for 3 people and one for 2. I didn't go to my auntie's room, so I can't show you what a standard room looks like. But from her description, you basically walked in the door, you had the bathroom to one side, walked a little bit further and you had like a little kitchenette area where there was a fridge and stove, and then carried on walking through and there was the bed. So it was just sort of one long standard room, so what you would get in most hotels. And then we had what they call a studio apartment, which was a 1-bedroom studio, and I got some footage of that, so I'll put that in right now. Okay, so I'll just show you a quick whip round of the room I've just got in. So literally here's the door, and you walk in, you've got your table, which we've obviously cluttered with stuff, but you do get a kettle some tea bags and some coffee. No milk and sugar though, that I've found. Then you've got a little kitchenette area. And then big sofa, big L shape, nice chair, table. We'll say there's ashtrays on both the dining table and the little table to obviously take outside. There is no smoking in the room. You've got one aircon up here, which we've turned on to make the room cool. TV, remote phone, big mirror. And then this is the bedroom area. You've got 2 single beds in here. And you've got some pillows up the top for if you need extra pillows. There's some coat hangers, drawers. There is a little safe, but I do believe you have to pay extra for that. Bedside tables with plugs either side, which is great. The aircon unit is literally just above there, so that's perfect. And another aircon in here. And then we have got a door that goes out to like a terrace. There is a window out here. But I'll show you the balconies in the daytime, so I'll show you that tomorrow. So I realised I forgot to show you the bathroom. And we've used it, so bear with, but towels. Also get towels up there. Mirror, hairdryer, which is okay, not too bad. If you've got thin hair, you're fine. Toilet, and then shower, in which is actually quite a powerful shower, but there's no ledge, so you have to put a towel down there to stop all the water from running out, so it's not great. So, following the rooms, I didn't show the terraces because I did the room tour in the evening and you couldn't really see the terrace. So I did that a few days later after I remembered I'd not done it. So I'll put that footage in now of the terrace. Right, so I'm going to take you outside our little balcony that's in the bedroom. So open this, but be very careful because the door does hit that. And then there's just this little lock here. And then we're out on the balcony, which to be fair we've not even used. That we've not, but you get 2 sun lounges and all of this space. Like you can easily fit a table with multiple chairs around it, like it's huge. And obviously the views from this one are very, very nice. Following that, so rooms, balconies. I will say there was a couple of really good balconies, like down near the pool areas, which is what I'm going on to now. There were a couple of balconies that were huge and literally were right by the pool. So if all you want to do is sunbathe and your kids want to be in the pool, if you've got older children that are like teenagers, you could quite happily stay in your balcony and still keep an eye on them. And I was dumbfounded. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. I'm not going to lie. So that was really, really good. And I think I did take a photo of someone else's balcony, which will probably have been in the photos you've just seen. But this was really big. And they were used to sit out there and play cards. Like we'd go back in the evening and we'd see them sat playing cards. And it was sort of an older couple. But they were out there playing cards and having fun. So that was nice to see. Anyway, pool areas. So we mainly stayed at one pool area, which was the big pool area, I would say. And like I said previously, we always managed to get a sunbed to sit on. I think there was one time that we went and pretty much all the pool beds were full, but we were going in the pool, so we didn't really need beds to be sat on. So we managed to find like one for my auntie's partner who was going to be sat there, and just left all our stuff on that one bed and he chilled out, and then we went and got in the pool. So it wasn't really an issue. It was quite nice, to be completely honest. But other times we went down at random times as well. Like sometimes we'd go at 10 in the morning, sometimes we'd go at 3 in the afternoon. And we always managed to get somewhere to sit on the beds. I will say the majority of the sunbeds were the static ones that are just flat and then have a little bit of a lid for where your head goes. There was a couple that had got the adjustable where you could adjust it to be sat or lay down. But there wasn't too many of those at the main pool. I'll put some pictures in of the pool now so you can see what they looked like. Then there was a second pool, which we didn't actually go round to, but I did take a little clip of all the sunbeds that were around near that area and like next to it. So I'll put that in now. And then I did take a photo of the pool when we was inside having breakfast, I think, one day. And it wasn't opened up, so like you can see the shutters closed on this photo that I'm going to pop in, but you can see all the seats around it. It was either in the morning or it was in the evening. I can't remember which one, I'll be completely honest, but I'll put that photo in now so you can see the other pool. Following the pool areas, I'm just going to dump a load of photos in right here of different areas of the hotel. So things like the mini golf, the reception area, the like little bar area, things like that. But I'll put text over the photos so you know what they are. And yeah, so you'll be able to see everything. So I'll just put all those in now, and I'll give you a bit of an overview of the hotel. Yeah, so following that, I will say there is a lot of steps at this hotel. So you would have seen on some of the photos that I just popped in there, there's a lot of steps. And I'm not going to lie, like when I did the walk around of the hotel, I was going to video everything. And I was going to video like a walkthrough. But after a few minutes of going up and down them stairs, I was out of breath. Which, to be fair, isn't hard because I don't really walk anywhere other than when we're walking around the parks. But there was a lot of steps. So we did notice that a lot of the older couples that were there were staying in the rooms that were near where I stayed, right at the front. And a lot of the sort of more families were put towards the back. And I don't know if that's just the layout of the rooms or whether that was decided upon when they got there. I don't know, but it did seem that it was sort of split like that. So I just wanted to sort of add that in. The food. Let's get on to the food. Now, I took a lot of footage of food, so I'll put that in now so you can see. And then I'll talk about what I thought of it all. Oh, sorry. So as you just saw in those clips, the food, there was a lot of choice. There was always a rice dish, there was always a pasta dish, and there was always either fish or meat, or both quite a lot of the nights, to be completely honest. Breakfast was good. I didn't really rate their breakfast, but only because they didn't have, like, it was hot food or it was like croissants and stuff. And as much as I love a good fry, they didn't have bacon every day, and I don't like sausage very much. So I think the days that I actually went down, I ended up having pancakes or omelette, and then I had bacon the days that it was there. I don't know if I just missed bacon the first day and like the fourth, because we went for breakfast quite late. But yeah, there wasn't any bacon those days, so I was really upset. They didn't have a cereal offering from what I saw. They did have yogurts and fruits, I believe. But yeah, it wasn't the best breakfast offering, but the omelettes were lovely. So it sort of 50-50, depends on what you eat for your breakfast. They had toast machines. I could have made toast. I think I did end up doing that towards the latter end of the holiday. I think I did do that. And towards the end of the breakfast time slots, there wasn't a lot of people around, so you didn't really have to queue. But yeah, I think breakfast was the worser of the 3 meals, to be completely honest. But it depends if you're a breakfast person. I'm not really a breakfast person anyway, so only having sort of an omelette or a bit of pancakes, like, that was enough for me, because then we did lunch and dinner. So it just depends on what your preference is, to be fair. But lunch, I don't think we had a problem with lunch at all. They always had either a burger or a chicken burger on offer. Always had fries. And then they had different meals in, obviously, the hot section. I loved the hot section. I genuinely think I ate so much meat on that holiday. It was unreal. I don't think I had chips once, actually, which is a surprise, because normally I end up filling on chips if there's not something there, but there was so much other stuff that I didn't need to eat chips. And it was actually a relief not to have chips for a week. Which is, it sounds really silly, but obviously when you go on holiday to, you know, places in Spain and stuff, if you're not the best eater, like if you don't like trying new foods, if you don't like certain dishes, chips is always a great thing to have on offer. So I will say that they were always there, which is great. But there was lots of different meat sauces, there was lots of different rice dishes and things like that. So I did manage to have quite a lot of different treats. And the evening meal was the same. They had the barbecue going 2 nights that we were there, and it was so lovely. They'd do like pork chops and skewers and all things like that. So the barbecue nights were amazing. I would say that the most thing that we read on the reviews was that the food was amazing, and to be honest, I 100% agree with that. The food was really, really good. The only thing I will say again, though, is I didn't see chicken nuggets there again. I think they were chicken nuggets one night out of the 5 nights that we were there. So again, they didn't have chicken nuggets. They did have the fish bites, though, one night. So they did have like little mini fish finger type things. But yeah, there was no chicken nuggets, which normally Spanish places do have chicken nuggets for children. But like I say, they did have chips and burgers on offer every night, whether it be a chicken burger or a beef burger. So I don't know if they sort of supplemented it for that. But overall, I didn't need to eat chicken nuggets. It was fine. I had all the other food. So I loved it. The snack bar, there wasn't a lot on offer on the snack bar. It was so they had chips, burger and salad. That was what was on offer on the snack bar. So yeah, I think we only used the snack bar once, and I think I just got a plate of chips and a bit of salt and some dip. Oh, good point though, is they did have dip. So near the burgers, they did have mayo, ketchup, mustard, and something else. I can't remember what the 4th one was, but they definitely had mayo and they definitely had ketchup, which is the majority of what most people want that are English. So that worked out quite nice. So I'll next talk about the hill. So where our hotel was, it was pretty much at the top of the hill. And to get down to the square, which I'll go on about in a little bit, and down to the beach, you had to walk down that hill. Now, it wasn't just that our hotel was on a hill. We were on top of the hill and then had to walk up another hill to get up to the hotel. And I'll put some photos in of the hill now. So I don't know if those pictures do it justice, to be completely honest, because it was very steep. And I struggled to get up that hill after walking all the way back up. And I'm not joking, like, it was a hill. So it was hard to take the suitcases up that hill. And it was hard to bring them back down without just letting them go and fly down this hill. So it's very hilly, so please bear that in mind when you are booking this. But I took a photo from the beach, and I've put an arrow in where our hotel is, so I'll put that photo in now. Yeah, it looks miles. Now, I'll be completely honest, I timed the walk from our hotel, leaving it, walking all the way down to when you get to the beach, and it only actually took 15 minutes. For a standard walk, we weren't rushing, like, it was just a casual walk. It took 15 minutes to get down to the beach. And the beach was beautiful. I've took some photos of the beach, so I'll actually put those in now. So as you saw, the beach was absolutely stunning. I managed to get a couple of different times at the beach, so that's why you saw like a sunset a day. So yeah, it was absolutely stunning. It was just beautiful. To be fair, the views from Majorca were beautiful, especially where our hotel was. So that was just amazing. But yeah, so it didn't take long, and there was loads and loads and loads of shops down there. Like, you've got all your trinket shops, then you got clothes shops, shoe shops. There was a couple of tobacco shops down there, and also pharmacies should you needed to go there. I ended up getting ulcer while we were on holiday, so I had to go to the pharmacy and get some like ulcer cream. They didn't have Bonjela, but I basically, the lady behind there, I don't think she quite understood what I said, so I pretty much just stuck my tongue out and showed her what my problem was, and she was like, oh, an ulcer, and I was like, yes, that's what I was trying to say. And she gave me some cream for it, so it was really good, to be fair, that they had those dotted around, and they were really easy to go in and just grab what you needed. So that was really good. We did end up having one meal out, just because my auntie knows that I love an American diner, and she has been there multiple times before, staying at different hotels. So she told me about this diner, so we decided that one night we was going to go out. I took some photos of the menu and of the food, so I'll just quickly pop those in now. It was such a nice night out, and totally worth the price that we paid. I think in total I spent about €30, but that was for obviously a main meal, a dessert. I had a milkshake, and the milkshakes were €5, but then that just went down too quick, so I did have to get another drink, but I didn't mind doing that. So yeah, I think I spent about €30 on the meal out, but it was really, really worth it, so I didn't mind doing that. Then the last thing to pretty much talk about is the square. The square was a 5-minute walk from the hotel. It was absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I forgot to say, actually, the walk back up from the beach before I get onto the square. So, like I said, it took 15 minutes to walk down. However, walking back up, we did stop in a few shops, so that can add on a little bit of time, but it took us nearly half an hour to walk all the way back up there because of the hill. So my advice is don't stop at the shops on the way down, and stop in them on the way up, so you've got something to stop instead of just doing a full walk up the hill. Now, positive note on that is that there were benches all the way back up. So every sort of 100 meters or so, there was a bench you could sit on. And I took full advantage of that. So when we was getting near the top, I was like, I need to sit down and rest my legs for a few minutes. And I did, and it was lovely. But yeah, so going on to the square. The square was really, really nice. It was basically a place where they had some live music. They had some like shops. There was 5 or 6 different bars that you could go into. And they played the football one night. I know we went down there and the boys watched the football. We just had a few drinks. But yeah, I'll put in some pictures of the square and a couple of the cocktails that we had, because they were really, really nice. So the cocktails that we had, the first bar we went into, there was €7. But then the bar we went to after that, they were only €6. So €6 for a cocktail, I don't think is too bad. There were a couple that were 7, but they were ones that had like Baileys and stuff in, and I'm not a Baileys fan, so I didn't have any of those. I just had the sort of normal Blue Lagoons and stuff like that. But they were really good. Bottles of Copperberg were €5, and then bottles of WKD and Smirnoff were €4, I believe. Beer, a pint of beer, I think the cheap one was like €3. But then if you wanted Carling or another one, they were €5. So still really cheap for beer, to be fair, which wasn't too bad at all. But it was good. I mean, the entertainment was funny. We went down one night and they were doing like a movie quiz, and you had to guess the movie from the clip. We didn't get involved because we came in sort of halfway through, but it was funny to watch, and I knew quite a few of them, which was good. We went down one evening and there was a Michael Jackson tribute, and well, the dancing was amazing, like, and the outfits were beautiful. The singing, not so much, but he did get the crowd to sing along to quite a few of them, so that helped a little bit. But it was a good evening out. We were down there until sort of midnight, drinking at the bars. They were open till then, so it was nice. And I know that in the summer they do stay open a little bit later. I'm not sure what time too, but my auntie's been at different times of the year, and I think she said one year they were open till sort of 1-2 a.m. And a couple of them, as we were passing back on the way to hotel, were still open after midnight. So I do think a few of them do stay open later, but midnight was enough for us, and then we were heading back. So yeah. But yeah, so that was pretty much it. I think that's everything. I will say the views from our hotel were absolutely amazing. So I'm going to just put a couple of photos in of the views from the hotel room and from the pool area, so you can see those. I'll pop those in now. But yeah, so that is my overview. I think it was absolutely beautiful. And as long as you are happy to do sort of a bit of walking, or like I say, you can get the bus from the hotel down to the beach, and obviously back up. It's definitely worth going there. There's a lot to do. There's stuff for the kids in the square as well. I didn't mention it, but there's like a arcade and there's a few little rides and stuff down there. So there is things for kids to do. It was a fun little holiday. Personally, I won't go back there. Not with our 2 children, just because they like the beach so much. I genuinely don't think I could do that walk every day. I did it twice and it killed me off. So I probably wouldn't stay there for that. But as for like going as a couple of adults wanting to have a chill and the views and being close to the square, Absolutely. It was absolutely brilliant. And like I say, it was a 5-minute walk down to the square and 10 minutes back, because obviously it's uphill. But yes, there was a supermarket close by, literally on the square. So if you needed anything, you could run to there. The hotel was really nice. It was always clean. The food was great there. Yeah, definitely a place I would recommend. And as long as you don't mind walking, hell yeah, take the kids there too. It was a very kid-friendly hotel. They had lots of activities going on. One night we did stay in the hotel and they had bingo on, so obviously we stayed in, did bingo, and then they just had some music playing afterwards. But yeah, I would recommend it to people. I just personally wouldn't go there with Riley and Robin because, like I say, I wouldn't handle the walk there every day. But someone who is a bit fitter than me maybe, or doesn't mind the walk, you would have no problem there at all. There's lots to do. There is day trips that you can book. A short walk from our hotel, there was like a tourist type centre, and they did day trips. They did the jet skis and all things like that. So I definitely would recommend the hotel itself. It was absolutely gorgeous. And if you're just wanting to go to a hotel and not move, and just literally sit by the pool for a week, definitely book this hotel. It's perfect for you. The pool areas are massive. Plenty of people can fit in the pool. I will say the pools were very deep, and I didn't mention that when I was talking about the pools, but they are very, very deep. When you, like the shallow end, there's like a small kids area that they can stand into, which literally came up to my knee. But when you get in, the smallest part of the pool is 105 centimetres deep. And I think where the stairs are is where it got to about 5 foot deep, because I could sort of stand about here. But then after the steps into the deep end, I can't remember what it said. I'm sure it was like 205 centimetres. So it was very, very deep. So I forgot to mention that. But yeah, the pools are very deep. But they had lots of activities going on. They had sort of water polo. They did, one day they walked around with a book and you had to guess how many pages were in it. And if you got closest to it, you won a bottle of champagne. So yeah, definitely recommend it. I hope that this has helped some of you, and if you do end up choosing to go there and you've got any questions, just drop me a comment below and I will try and answer any of them the best that I can. And if I don't know, I can always ring my auntie and ask her, because she may know. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and we will see you next week for a new one, which I believe is going to be our holiday with the children. We are heading off to Portugal. So there will be more holiday vlogs coming and more reviews. So we'll see you next week. Bye.
Like, comment, subscribe.
I'm coming. Bye.
Bye.